Our first sponsor for the podcast is Inverted Gear. Inverted Gear sells jiu-jitsu equipment. They sell gis, rash guards, shorts, all that cool stuff. They're really cool people, really great customer service. They have a cool blog. Check it out. Go to invertedgear.com. Type in the coupon code SHOWTHEART15, no spaces. You'll get 15% off, and you will enjoy what you get. Our next sponsor is Chimera Coffee. Chimera Coffee is coffee from Dominican Republic infused with nootropics. If you don't know what nootropics are, they're things that help your brain run a little quicker, fire the synapses a little faster, help you remember words better. Just Google it. Trust me, you won't go wrong. It's a great tasting coffee, and you'll love it. Go to their website, chimeracoffee.com with a K, not .com with a K, coffee with a K, and type in the coupon code SHOWTHEART, no spaces, and you will get 10% off. Boom. Today's guest is Tom Deblass. He is a UFC and Bellator veteran. He has competed in and won many high-level grappling tournaments and super fights. He has a school called Ocean County BJJ in New Jersey. He has produced many high-level grapplers, including his star student, Garry Tonon. We talk EBI aftermath and his student's victory, Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan is the student of Garry Tonon, who is the student of Tom Deblass. Great lineage. He was awesome to talk to. He didn't hold back at all, and we really hope you enjoy this episode. Of course, if you do, rate us and leave a good review on iTunes and Stitcher and all that good stuff. And check out our website, showtheart.com, for, our hoodies and patches and soon our t-shirts.
How's everything, bro?
Good, man. Great pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
I'm thankful to be on here with you guys.
How's everything going, my friend? You said you're with your kid right now, right?
Not now. My wife got home. She had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I was solo with the two kids. But it's always good, man. It's always good.
Awesome, man. How does it feel to be a dad? I don't have kids, so I don't know.
Man, it's one of the most amazing feelings. It changes your whole entire life.
Go, Marcos.
I'm just tired. We just got done training. We just did an hour straight of rolls and drills, and I'm just beat. I still have the gi pants on and some perspiration on my forehead. I'm tired.
No rest for the best, bro. No rest for the best, man.
Did you train today?
I didn't train yet. I will be training today. Because I'm competing June 11th in the ADCC Nationals. I have a super fight.
Nice.
And then somebody just challenged me to a submission-only match there. Like $500. We each put up $500 and the winner takes all. So I'm not going to turn that down. So I got two super fights.
Wow.
So what are your two super fights, and who is the challenge?
The one is some dude, Jessere Childs. I don't know much about him. He looks like an MMA fighter. He's like 270. He's a big guy. He was respectful. He said he just wants experience. And then the other is some guy, Noah DeVore. He's pretty successful over there in West Virginia, and he's won like a bunch of Grapplers Quest and stuff. But
and he issued the challenge?
What's that?
And he issued the challenge?
Noah didn't issue the challenge. The other guy, Jessere, did. So after I compete with Noah in a 20-minute super fight, like an hour later, I have a submission-only match against the other guy.
Wow. That's awesome, man. And that is June 11th, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And how's
June 11th in West Virginia.
How's your training going? What are you doing to prepare for super fights? Do you do anything differently than if you're competing in a bracket tournament?
Man, I'm always just training hard, And I think with Gordon winning EBI on like a week's notice, it just shows
wow.
The guys on our team who compete, we just always train, So I could compete next week, I could compete the week after. It doesn't really matter. What I actually have to do when I train for time limit matches, I have to train, I have to make my round shorter, because usually I'll just roll for an hour straight. I get fresh guys, and I'll just stay out there for 60 minutes and have fresh guys come in on me.
Wow.
So when I do time limit matches, I have to make sure I adjust to the time limit. But a 20-minute match is not short, So
right.
I got to make sure I have the endurance to last, which I always do in jiu-jitsu.
And your two fights, one is submission only, and one is points tournament?
Yep, yes, sir. But for me, it's the same, because I'm always about the hierarchy of position. Even in submission only, I don't let people get position. I believe in, submit from the bottom. If you can't submit, reverse, pass the guard, and submit. You know what I mean? So
either
I don't
way,
really have to change my training too much.
Either way, the end goal is the finalization. It's the submission. Wherever.
Submission only, man. Like I could roll forever. So, and I'm not a very easy. Well,
is this
I'm not very easy to submit. So
right.
As you've shown in your competitions, man, you're an animal.
Yeah.
Your technique is awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Totally.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, these two matches, they're both 20 minutes, and are they no-gi or gi?
The first one is 20 minutes, no gi, and then the second one is no time limit, just submission.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Would you agree? What I like about the sub only is that the attention is directed towards sharpening your weapons. Obviously, you have to still, sharpen your passes and your sweeps, but ultimately, you're sharpening your weapons even more. Is that true? Or?
Oh yeah, I mean, it can go a long time, so you better be ready, but it's something that I enjoy.
How's your training, like, as far as drilling go when you're getting ready for a tournament? Do you do a lot of drilling rounds for numbers? Do you do a lot of drilling rounds for time? Or do you spend more time, like, live rolling?
I'm more of a live roller, I train a lot of live. It's like when I teach, I almost get, like, my drilling rounds in, you know what I mean? I do believe in drilling. It is important. I always want to learn and drill. But I definitely, I train more live for sure.
Okay. It's funny, when we talked to Eddie Bravo a week ago on our podcast, he said the same thing. He said when he teaches, that's when he kind of gets most of his drills and his sharpening, he sharpens that way. And the rest of the time, he's rolling. He likes to roll.
100%, man. Like, I feel the same way.
But I assume that you're spending a lot of time visualizing what techniques, what your game plan is, even if you're not competing, right? Like your life is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and it's really no secret what I'm going to do. I like to play the half guard. I like Kimuras. I like light locks. So it's like I'm also implementing some new things in from the half guard, which is really helping my game a lot. Like playing with the butterfly hook and stuff like that. It's really, really, really helping my game a lot. But it's always the same, Like I have a few go-to moves that I go for, and they're very effective. I'm very good at it, and that's what I stick with.
I noticed that Gordon has been doing like a half guard with a butterfly hook, and then he'll elevate with a 2-on-1 grip. Is that what you're talking about? Something similar to that?
Yes, and the reason I'm using the butterfly hook so much because he gives me such trouble with it. And whenever he would leave that foot out, safe to say he would allow me to step over and look for an Achilles lock. And he really started tucking that foot. So now he really eyes that foot well, but he elevates so well, and the 2-on-1 grip is just, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And if you have an amazing half guard, it's just going to come so natural, and it's just, man, it's helping me. It puts such another element in my game. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, Eddie Cummins was using that 2-on-1 grip in Polaris with the butterfly hook. It was just amazing to watch.
Absolutely. Eddie's very successful. Once Eddie starts reversing and actually getting on top, if he misses the leg lock, he's going to be very, very hard to beat.
And is it important to get the 2-on-1 on the same side as the butterfly hook or the opposite side, or it kind of depends?
I think it depends, I mean, even with the butterfly hook, it's kind of like I go to the butterfly hook from the half guard. Like, if someone gets the underhook, I use it as my overhook. So it's like their underhook is either going to be their underhook if they're offensive with it, or it's going to be my overhook if I'm offensive with it. So I like to get the overhook on the same side as the butterfly, and then I like to control the far elbow or wrist, or just go 2-on-1 on the far side.
Okay. And are you when you get that? Because I have a problem with that. My half guard's not great. When you get that overhook, because they get the underhook, are you punching your hand in like really deep towards the floor or towards the other shoulder across the belly? Like how are you securing that?
I just make sure I have a tight overhook. You know what I mean? Like it's not. For me, it doesn't. Like I'm not necessarily coming across the body. I'm just making sure I'm hugging it tight. And I'm staying high in their armpit.
Okay, I understand. And then you're turning it into like either a butterfly sweep, trapping the far arm, or what are some of your attacks from there? I mean, you don't have to give this away, obviously.
No, I like the butterfly sweep from there. I like attacking the legs from there. Basically, but man, like, there's really, if you can't say what you like to do, I mean, that's a problem, because think about it, everybody sees your videos anyway, it's a matter of being so good that people can't stop it,
Right.
And that's what it comes down to. And then you have to have a plethora of techniques, even if it's 3 or 4, that if people are good enough at stopping one thing, you have the other thing. So maybe they can shut down the leg lock, well, then you better make sure you can reverse and get on top. Maybe they can stop the reversal, then you have the leg lock to go for it. I mean, so you just have to chain everything together.
Absolutely. And I love chain attacks. I mean, I think you have to have those if you're like, brown belt, black belt and above, right? You that's the level when you start developing like these 3 or 4 move chains from every single position, right?
Oh, absolutely. You need to have chain attacks, man. It's very important. You need to be able to go from one thing to the next and not freeze, because you're not always going to have the opportunity time and time again to capitalize on your opponent's mistakes. Mm-hmm. So you have to be able to capitalize when it happens. And just like boxing, there's combinations. Man, it's the same thing in jiu-jitsu,
Right. You're not just going to throw a jab the entire time. You're going to string those combinations.
Exactly.
Are you a big fan of the leg lock game now, or is it just a piece of your puzzle now?
I've always loved leg locks. I'm a very big fan of leg locks, but again, it's a piece of what I do. Mm-hmm. It's not all of what I do. It's a piece, but I'm getting better and better at them. I've always had a very, very dangerous Achilles lock. I've always had really good. I finished a lot of people with leg locks.
Yeah.
But I mean, now working with these guys like Garry and Gordon, my heel hooks are getting much, much better. I'm actually really, really hard to leg lock. My defense for leg locks is very good. So everything's coming together. I feel like I'm going to be 34 in May, man. I'm much better than I've ever been right now.
Awesome. Of course. What would you attribute to your successful leg lock defense? Is your awareness of the position, or is it your timing to kind of get the knee out just in time, or a combination of everything?
I think it's a combination of everything, and I have like strong, flexible ankles as well. It's pretty crazy. Okay. So my feet are like pretty big. Not just like big, like they're only size 11, but they're big. They're like a mammoth foot. You know what I mean? So it's hard to it's hard to really get them. I mean, I'm of course I get submitted in leg locks. I get submitted in training with heel hooks and stuff. And the thing is, most people don't know how to really finish a heel hook. Okay. They think they do, but they don't. So I mean, inverted, man, you're done. You know what I mean? But outside heel hooks, I have a very good defense too. Achilles, I have a very good defense too. So I think it's just years and math time and getting tapped with them in training over and over. You'll eventually get better.
Sure. And what would you recommend to someone like who's been training for a couple of years? Maybe they're a blue belt, purple belt, even brown belt, or even black belt, whatever. They've been training for a good amount of time and they've neglected leg locks for so long. What would you prescribe to them to get started into the leg lock game?
Just start practicing, do with anything else. You know what I mean? Just get after it, man. Don't run from it. Don't talk down on it. Don't make it seem like they're silly just because you don't know how to do it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So true. Are you training mainly in mainly nogi style, or are you still, getting it in with the gi?
I train with the gi. I'm definitely more nogi, of course, but I train predominantly without the gi.
And what do you think about the tournaments that have been going on now? EBI, Polaris. Polaris, there was a lot of draws. I mean, and EBI, even in EBI, there wasn't many submissions in regulation time. A lot of it went to overtime. Maybe half or a little more than half went to overtime. What can you attribute to that? And because everybody's trying to solve the riddle of how we can push submission only and push competitors to get the submission in regulation time and avoid stalling out. But we're still seeing that in these big tournaments. Is it just the nature of the game?
Or do you think it's ultimately the competitor himself, him or herself, to really go after?
It's so hard to submit a world-class individual in 10 minutes. It's not easy to do. So
yeah. Oh, I know.
That's never going to be fixed. I mean, with Eddie's tournament, how you have the positions where you start from, in overtime, that's an answer right there. You know what I mean? But I don't think it'll ever be fixed in regulation time. As long as two people are starting fairly, to submit a world-class opponent within 10, 15 minutes is very, very hard.
Yeah.
You know, I competed against Joao at Cease in submission only 15-minute match last July, and it was pretty much a boring match, you know. And I think it's like we negated one another's game so much, it was hard to really put the other in a bad position.
Yeah.
So I think in order to, like, you got to have people willingly put themselves in bad submissions and put themselves in bad submissions to open up and try to attack other things, you know. But it's easier said than done. You know what I mean?
So true. It's so interesting. So do you think that EBI should extend the time to 15 minutes, or is 10 minutes fine, but like you said, the overtime is a good answer to solve that riddle?
Well, the thing is, I don't think 10 to 15 minutes is going to even make a difference, to be honest. I think you're just going to see 5 more minutes of the same thing that you're already seeing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I don't think you're going to see a big difference between 15 to 20 minutes. And if anything, it would be more boring. So I think EBI, even though there were no submissions, the fact that it was 10 minutes, like, it's not long enough to be hell. You know, it's not long enough to just be so boring. It's eventually going to end, you know? So, I mean, a few of those matches, if it would have been longer than 10 minutes, a couple of those matches, it would have been boring as shit.
Yeah, the yawn would have came out.
Right.
Yeah, so you don't want to keep prolonging something that's already horrible to watch. You know, I mean, like, the match with Gio and Jamie Friedrich, like, I like those guys. You know, I actually beat Jimmy in the ADCC Trials. Not Gio, I'm sorry, Boogeyman.
Yeah,
Boogie's a great guy. I like him a lot. But, man, they were caught in, like, that north-south. Do you imagine if they had to watch that for another 5 minutes?
Oh my God.
That butt mount.
Yeah, it's just like my eyes were burning out of my head.
I'll tell you what, Tom, the overtime, the way the overtime is structured, it definitely makes it exciting, because it's like, even if you don't know jiu-jitsu, you know this guy starts on his back. This other guy has to escape, and they go back for it. It's so simple rules that anybody can understand. So it becomes very exciting when the guy gets the submission or the other guy escapes, and then it's like, oh, it's his turn now. Like, that made it very exciting, actually.
Yeah, 100%, man. Yeah. I mean, that definitely keeps you on the edge of your seat. You know, it's exciting as hell for sure. I was excited.
What do you think about this? I've been thinking about it since EBI on Sunday, so I've had a couple days to think about it. What if an EBI, maybe this would make it a little bit more exciting, but it would definitely challenge both competitors a little more. What if each competitor in overtime, they chose for the other guy what position they start in? So now I choose for my competitor whether they start in the back mount or in the armbar position, spider web. Do you think that would make it more challenging for them, or it just won't matter?
You know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, I think, you know, starting in a bad position is starting in a bad position. Now, if you start, you know, adding different positions to start from, like guillotine with the guard lock, with an arm, like an arm and guillotine with your guard lock, you know, outside guillotine position. Stuff like that can make it more exciting for sure. I think the more positions you offer, the less likely people, you know, it's harder for people to train for those positions. Or like closed guard lock, Kimura. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Or triangle without the arm across, maybe.
Yeah, like all that stuff can bring. There's so much more to do with it, you know.
So true.
What did you think of Rustam's escapisms?
He's a savage, man. He's so big and strong, and he's very, very explosive. You know.
Wow.
I knew he wasn't going to escape Gordon easy. When Gordon gets on your back, it's the wrap, man. That's it.
His body triangle was like a boa constrictor, and those long legs. It was impressive to see him do that to such a big guy. At least for me, because I don't train with him. You, I'm sure knew exactly what was going to happen.
Oh, it's hell when he locks that triangle on you. There's not too many worse things in life.
So
like, sometimes, like, if he gets to that position and he gets the body triangle, I'll just figure, all right, whatever, like, start again, because, I mean, it's not often that I'll get caught there, but if I do get caught there, the pressure that he can put on your ribs, your rib cage, your kidney, it's painful, man.
Yeah. And I feel like that, I don't think a lot of people are calculating that when they're watching, when they were watching Gordon on Rustam's back or Gordon on Yuri's back. Like, you're not calculating that body triangle is draining your energy and crushing your ribs and crushing your
Well, that's the thing. And here's the thing. There was no way Matthias or Rustam could have beat Gordon in the finals. It just couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Or DJ. With that rule set, they're just too... They don't have the ability to hold Gordon as long as he could hold them. You know what I mean? Like Matthias can't body triangle Gordon. He's too small. DJ can't do it. Rustam can't do it. You know what I mean? So... their legs they're not built for it, So I was like, man, of course he's going to win in the finals. How is he going to win is the question. Yuri really impressed me, man. Like,
a lot of spirit.
He's a tough bastard, Like, he fuck, man. I mean, Gordon had him for a while, and his arm trapped as well, and he would not give that up. I actually think Yuri's weight gain for this competition hurt him, to be honest. I think if he would have stayed around 210, he would have had a little bit more endurance.
Okay.
Because he would be exhausted after Garry.
Yeah, that's. I was just talking to Marcos about that like an hour ago, how he did look really exhausted. And, even if he wasn't exhausted, would that have changed the outcome? Maybe not. But, Garry pushed him to the limits. That was a tough fight.
And, I mean, I made a post before Yuri and Gordon went. I said, I don't think that Yuri knows how good Gordon is. So that element of surprise right there is a problem. People don't understand how strong Gordon's pulling movement is. Everything that he pulls towards you, every time he grabs his wrist and he pulls you, it's an issue. At that given day, if I was ADCC, IBJJF, whatever it may be, Gordon would have won. Okay, because Gordon had more reversals. Now, on a fresh day, could Gordon beat Yuri in ADCC rules, IBJJF rules? I don't know. It's going to be tough. But I'll tell you what, 10 out of 10 times Gordon will beat Yuri in ADCC rules. 100%. Because Yuri will never submit Gordon. And Gordon will always lie the back longer than Yuri will.
Gotcha. Wow. So Gordon's that good at escaping as well. I mean, we saw he escaped, I think, was it Yuri's armbar? He escaped somebody's armbar pretty nicely.
Yeah, he's very hard to submit, Gordon. He's very hard to submit, man. He's not easy to submit at all.
Yeah. Gordon put on his Facebook either today or yesterday. I know he was just being respectful, but this seems like a very interesting match. How do you think Gordon versus Keenan Cornelius would go? I know there's rumblings online for that match because they're very similar body types.
With just submission, like no time limit, just submission?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe each rule set you can give a prediction.
Just submission, and Gordon's going to win eventually. Somehow, some way. The match may be 5 hours long. EBI rule set, I'd love to see it, man. Keaton is one guy that I believe could be a really, really big problem for Gordon because he's bigger than Gordon.
Yeah.
And he has the same body type, and he's just a freak. Now, how is Keaton going to do when Gordon locks on his back? How's his defense going to be?
True.
How's Keenan's defense going to be when Gordon locks on his back? Because they're two guys that you can't emulate. Just like you can't emulate John Jones in a training camp. You can't emulate either of those bastards. Their physicality is something, it's really tough to deal with, For me, I'm happy as fuck, man, because I've been saying this for so long that Gordon is just a total savage. Like, no one pushes me the way this guy does when we train, So it just proves that he is probably the absolute best training partner that I could actually have. Garry's phenomenal, but Garry's 165 pounds.
Yeah.
Gordon has the frame of a 210-pound man. He walks around at 180, 185, but he has the frame of somebody over 200 pounds.
He's just slim. So he can work both ways. He can work against the big guy, and he can work against the small guy and hang in there. He's at that perfect weight.
Oh yeah, I mean, when he was going to go against Garry and Rustam, I wasn't even worried because I put so much. I'm 235 pounds right now, and I put so much pressure on Gordon, and his shield and his defense is just his framing is phenomenal.
You know what's funny, Tom? The whole time I was watching the finals with Gordon versus Rustam, literally the whole time I was thinking, Gordon faces Tom in the gym every day, and he's a big guy too. Like, this is not like Rustam's size is not going to make a difference here. And it's funny. All I kept thinking about was, man, one of his instructors is a big guy just like Rustam.
He's a behemoth.
Like I felt that wouldn't be a factor, the size, because of you.
Bro, not only that, I try to I'm a rough prick. Like I slap his face. Like literally, I literally choke his Adam's apple. I'm like a dirty bastard. When it gets really, really heated, it gets intense. And the moment, one day, if Gordon's ever able to physically beat me up with his fist, I'm sure he's gonna do it. He can't do it right now. But I literally drive my knuckles in his nose, everything that you could possibly do. I do. So I'm like, man, this kid is. As far as uncomfortable, being uncomfortable against bigger guys, no one's going to make him more comfortable than I'm going to. And then you get the technicality of Eddie, Garry, and those guys. I mean, come on, man.
Now, do you do that because that's just you, or are you doing that strategically to groom?
No, I really want to kill him. Listen, I'm fighting for my life, and I pull out all my tricks.
Nice.
I do. I want to listen. I'm not groom. I'm trying to maul him. I'm his kid. He's a cocky prick, and he's just. First of all, he's not my student. He's Garry's student. He's been our student. But I knew Gordon since he's 15, 16. And I used to beat the living shit out of him, like that, bro. In front of his girlfriends, I would be I'd be winking at them, and I would just be mauling him. Now Gordon's not so easy to beat up anymore,
Yeah.
So
he's grown.
And he's ruthless. You know what I mean? You don't get he tries to kill you. So when I'm being a prick, if I really get rough with Gordon, that's the best thing I could do, right? So that'll make him a little tired. If we start on our feet, if I just literally just club his head like he's a baby seal, just nonstop clubbing, that can make him a little tired. But I have to be rough. I have to use strength with him. I have to. I'm forced to.
Is that just him, or how do you train against other guys like Garry or other students that are smaller than you?
No, it's really just Gordon. And then I have a student, Carlos, who's a black belt. He's 265. I'm that way with him as well.
Okay.
I have a brown belt who won the Pan Ams. His name's Luke. He's 260. He won the Pan Ams at brown belt. I'm that way with him as well.
You're dropping elbows.
Yeah, for sure. But when I train with most people, no, I'm not like that at all. Not in the least bit. I'm very controlled. I'm really nice when I train with people, man. I generally don't even try to submit people that much, I just, I'll get positioned, I'll let them work, I'll let them put me in bad position. But if I'm training my competitors, Jason's off, I torture him. So it depends who you are if I try to really kill you. But if you give me work and you give me trouble, this shit can get competitive real quick.
Yeah. So don't take it personally. So don't take it personally, right?
Yeah, man, you can't take it personally. When Garry was training for Paul Harris, I had the green light to eye gouge him and slap him, and that was some of the best times in my life. I loved it, But man, those kids are gritty kids, man. They're tough savages, and they literally, you can't get in their head. You can't punk them. You can't scare them. You can do whatever you want, and they're not going to be offended. They have no bitch assness inside of them. They're just 100%. They're 100% savage,
And they're Jersey born.
I love it, man. It's like lions training, and I want nothing different.
Wow.
It's great to me.
With that said, don't be afraid to go train at Tom's school and join his school and be one of his students. He's not going to club you. He's not going to destroy you unless you are
talking shit.
Unless you almost get a sweep on him. Unless you gain an advantage on Tom, he's not going to club you.
Yeah, 100%. And, to be honest, even if like a lower level student like gets rough or they do something silly, I don't care, man. There's literally only guys I trust the most that are competing.
Yeah.
That I really go after hard.
You're all about the dance. One thing Gio Martinez said that really resonated with me. He was like, I'm all about the dance, man. If you come into my gym and you're respectful and you're cool and you give me good vibes and we train and we're kind of just moving, I'll match you. But if you come in as a douchebag and you start trying to club me, then I'm gonna club you back. It's kind of depends on how you are when you come in the gym.
And that's true. And, I'm not an easy, especially it's probably definitely harder with Gio because, he's 135 pounds. I'm a 235-pound guy, I'm not an easy guy to come in and just physically impose your will upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. So even if I get clubbed by somebody, if I club them back, I may actually knock them out unconscious. So I'm hoping, I actually prayed that I knocked Gordon out unconscious with a club. But I haven't.
Please film it.
Yeah.
Now, Tom,
oh gosh, I wish.
Tom, let's get into you a little bit more. Is there any super fights out there you would love to fight? Not to necessarily call anybody out, but like just as you would, as a respectful, you would make a good match with this one person or two people or three people.
Man, there's no one in the world I wouldn't compete against. I'd take a match. It's funny because I'm competing. Like I just told you, I just accepted this guy's challenge in June.
Yeah.
But I've been away from MMA now totally for over a year. Mm-hmm. I won the ADCC Trials last year after being done with MMA for just a month.
Okay.
I've competed against some of the best guys out there. I don't like have any interest in just one person. I just have interest in titles.
In competing.
I want to win ADCC, and I really do.
Okay, so that's your main goal right now.
Yeah, 100%. That's Gordon's texting me right now.
Oh, nice.
That annoying little prick. I wonder what he has to say.
He's probably jealous he's not on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm telling him that I hate his life right now.
Are there any competitions you'd like to compete in, like Polaris or EBI? Do you have your sights set on any of those, or just ADCC right now?
I would do Polaris, but the money's got to be right, man. I'm giving seminars. I'm booked until mid 2017.
Wow.
And I'm going all over the place. And my seminars aren't just on technique. It's on mindset, motivation.
Oof.
I've had over 300 students now in my academy now for close to a decade. So
wow.
I bring a lot to the table. Now I'm running the ADCC North America. I'm the one in charge. I'm organizing it. I got a lot on my plate. Wow. So, I compete in anything, and I compete against anyone, but it's just got to make sense, Right. I would do EBI for sure. I'd have to change my game a little bit because, I'm not known to be like submitting people the first 2 minutes. I've given up less than 15 points my whole entire life.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
damn.
I'm more of that kind of person. But I have it in me to submit people for sure.
Sure. But you like to roast people.
Win. Listen, I believe my positional game is ridiculous. I could escape, I could hold, I could do great. Mm-hmm. But man, I could win 4 matches and win every match in overtime and come home with no money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's tough, especially when you're.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. So I want to compete in everything, and I respect all these events. I think they're amazing. It just has to make sense for me,
Yeah, especially when you're at the point of your career when money makes a big difference. You got a family, you got a school, you got seminars, you got all these other business opportunities. Why compete at ABI when you might win and not win any money? That makes total sense.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's tricky. But it's just so awesome. I would love like a super fight or something in EBI.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, these kids are always in it. So it's like if they have a heavyweight EBI, sure, I'm going to be in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But Gordon. Listen, Gordon just won the absolute division. Mm-hmm. Garry's a 2-time EBI champ or 3-time, whatever the hell it is. They have dibs because they're already EBI champion.
Yeah.
So, then a heavyweight, yeah, I would do a heavyweight.
Nice, man. That would be exciting to see. You're an exciting competitor.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. I was gonna bring that up about the ADCC North American Trials and your role in it. Can you give us a little bit more information on that?
I'm basically running it, man. I'm the organizer. I'm the promoter.
For all the trial tournaments?
Of the ADCC North American Trials. Yeah, I'm the one in charge this year.
Wow.
You know, they trust me. You know, they see what I do on social media as far as, you know, I have a ton of followers and a ton of people that I inspire. And they, you know, I guess they know I'm a responsible guy. You know, my word means a lot.
Yeah.
And I've won the ADCC Trials 2 times already, so I know what it feels like to be a competitor. So you know, they put their trust in me, and I'm not going to disappoint them, man. You know, I love ADCC, man. I always have. I always will.
Awesome, man. And so you're kind of like even more busy now, right? Like, do you have a lot of people that you're communicating with to set up these competitions? And how much work goes into one ADCC Trials tournament?
Well, the great thing is I'm going to have it 10 minutes from my house. So I'm going to have it at my old high school.
Okay.
They have a world-class facility, man. It's amazing. I'm going to have it right there. UGA is going to be sponsoring the mats, so we got their mats.
Okay.
I'm a smart guy. I'm a college graduate. I'm not a stupid guy, so I don't think it'll be too hard to put on a very, very great event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I gave people an 8-month notice, man. It's November 19th, the trial. So there's, I don't know what more I could do. I mean, have you ever remembered ADCC Trials scheduled 8 months in advance ever?
No.
Never.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Tom, we did. I don't know if you remember. You came to our tournament. We put together a submission only or EBI rules 16-man tournament back in last summer, and Gordon did win it. I believe you were there. You can. I think you came with your son or your child.
Yeah, I had my little boy with me. It was a great event, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so we kind of know how, on a small scale, how it is to put together a tournament, and just on a small scale, it was a lot of work. And we had a few people helping us out. It was a couple of us, and so I can't imagine how it is to put together, you know, a big tournament with a lot riding on it.
It's not. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I expect it to be great, but I'm definitely a little nervous. But you know, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be all good.
Sure. And hey, if you ever need our help in any way, just let us know. If we can help in any way, not to say we got all the answers or any answers.
We're nobodies. We're nothings.
No, man. Listen, I'm willing to accept all the help that people want to give.
For sure, man. Well, we want to be we want to acknowledge your time, and I know you got things to do. So if you want to end it here, we're cool with that.
Yeah, whatever, man. You know, thank you guys for the opportunity. I appreciate it. I always, you know, I love the videos you guys put out. So
thanks.
I hope you guys enjoyed me on the podcast today.
For sure, man.
Thoroughly enjoyed you.
You're a pleasure to have on. You're really entertaining. Like, just talking to you, we never really got a chance to talk, and you're a really cool guy. Do you want to give any shout outs? Maybe state all your social media handles.
Yeah, I mean, you could. The main thing I post from is just my personal Facebook, believe it or not, Tom Deblass. I'm at Max Friends, but you can still follow my Instagram, Tom Deblass, my Academy, Oshikane Jiu-Jitsu, of course, sponsors, Phalanx and Pitbull West Coast. And I'm sure I forgot something, but I gave my best. So, yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
Would you like to send a message to Gordon Ryan?
Man, I don't know if I could actually say it.
You could say it.
We'll put all the bleeps in.
No, we won't.
All right. So what I would hope for?
Oh no.
Is that when his plane is coming back from California?
Oh my God.
Listen. That somehow, I can't have anyone else hurt on the plane, but somehow, maybe his feet just falls out of the plane, and I don't want him to live. I somehow want him to. I want him to plummet into the actually not even the ocean. I want him to be over like the Rocky Mountains and just fall.
Oh my God!
But I want everybody else on the plane just to be fine, not just Gordon.
Now, do you want him to survive when he hits the ground and he suffers a little longer?
Man, you know what I would like? Actually, I want to keep him. I want him to survive, and then I want him to be transferred to my home personally in a wheelchair. So I'm responsible for Gordon. I'm responsible to feed him. I'm responsible for everything, to bathe him, everything. Because I tell you what, none of that's gonna happen. He's gonna get like 4 Cheerios a day, and that's all.
Just enough. Just enough to sustain life.
Yes.
And then you roll him. And then you roll him.
Screw Gordon Ryan. Screw Gordon Ryan and his 12 abs, man. No one needs him.
No one needs you.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it, my friend, and have a great day, man. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Peace.
Peace. That was Tonon Deblass. Of course, check us out on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on iTunes.
Check us out on Instagram,
Stitcher,
on Facebook, on Twitter.
Tell them. Tell them.
On Stitcher.
Okay, my brother.
Yeah.
And or you can't but review and give us 5 stars. If there's a 6-star on iTunes, give it to us, and please leave a good review and share us everywhere.
Yeah.
Show the art.
Share the art.